having a blessed afternoon. Let your guys know it's cold outside. Yes, it's a little cold outside. So, you want to bundle yourself up. Bundle yourself up. I know it's the afternoon, but there's certain people that go to work in the afternoon. And sometimes they cannot watch the news. So sometimes they watch what? They watch my videos. So, but I want to thank your guys so much for being here with me and subscribing to me and following me. That's right, and liking and sharing all of my dope content and all of my dope videos. That's actually true fact. This is the dopest channel out on YouTube, out on New York, period. Period. This is the dopest channel because we're coming from a spiritual sense, a spiritual realm, and this is what we all need. This is what we need here in New York City. All around the world, but particular, we're going to focus on New York City. Especially, we're going to focus on the Bronx. The Bronx is mine. When it comes to videos, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to finding your square, defining your circle, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with experience, I got the Bronx. I got the Bronx. This is an actually true fact, right? So we're not going to allow anyone to be over here disrespecting the Bronx and disrespecting this New York and period at a time of difficulty in what we're going through as able descendants. This is an actually true fact, right? And we know and understand that the Bronx, it's going through a lot of hardship there. The Bronx been hit with a lot of hardship, and the Bronx always has been hit with hardship than any other part of this country and any other part of the five boroughs. The Bronx has always been hit with difficulty. This is an actually true fact. Just do your history, do the knowledge, and the knowledge that I'm talking about. See where the Bronx was before and see where it's at now. They trying to get it together, but the stench of the 80s is still there. The stench of the 70s is still there. You understand what I'm saying? So I want people to understand that. We're not going to allow individuals to go into the Bronx to disrespect the people from the Bronx. We're not going to allow that. Now, I'm not advocating violence, and I'm not advocating you hurt somebody and you end up in jail and you end up in prison. But we're not going to allow anybody to disrespect the Bronx because the Bronx has been hit hard with murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life. And the Bronx has always been like that. The Bronx has always been like that. It's just now that it has what? Lights. It has lights, camera, action right now. The Bronx has always been like that. You understand what I'm saying? And I remember back in the days, a lot of these things wasn't reported. It didn't have no cameras the way it is now. So when you start to see these sick, barbaric, evil acts that's coming from people, you understand what I'm saying? It always been that way. It always has been that way. The Bronx has been hit with obesity, has been hit with asthma, anxiety, trauma, eczema, and a lot of other things that's been hit in the Bronx, man. It's been hit in the Bronx, and to allow people to come in and to disrespect this beautiful borough, it's a shame as a New Yorker. And I lived in all the boroughs. I lived in all of them, and I worked in all the boroughs. This is an actually true fact. I have motion and movement in all of them, in all of New York, and even outside of New York. To violate the Bronx and coming in to violate from other boroughs to come in and violate, we're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate that. We're not going to tolerate the people that's hit with poverty, that's hit being poor, that's hit with hunger, less education, less focus, and everything else. You understand what I'm saying? And that's down the Bronx, but this is an actual fact. If you're not going to contribute to the Bronx and you're not going to help the Bronx out to build structure, to build a mindset of growth and development, you should not be disrespecting the Bronx. And that goes for anybody. That goes for anybody. You know? And this is a warning. This is a warning. Don't do that. Now, that's how I said, we don't advocate violence. We don't advocate violence on this channel. What we advocate is we uplift our brothers and sisters. If one of us is going through poverty and pain, we help them out. It doesn't matter where you at in New York City. There's all people all around the world that's going through pain and suffering and heartaches by this evil mindset, murder, death, kill, barbaric, devil demon that took many of us. Many of us. Many of us. So a shout out to the Bronx that withstand a lot of difficulty and hardship, and that is built different. They are built different. Yes, they are built different. So to disrespect is treason. It is treason. You know? So this video is to let you know I got the Bronx. I got the Bronx. When it comes to knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and experience, I got the Bronx. I got the Bronx. That's right. I got the Bronx. And I want individuals to know that this is the dopest channel on YouTube. The dopest channel on YouTube with the best content, with the best knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and experience coming from a spiritual realm. A spiritual realm. And this is what we need to talk about. I don't know about that other stuff. I don't know about the other stuff, the violence and all that other stuff. What we trying to do is eradicate that from us and do what? And elevate ourselves to another level in life. This is an actually true fact. I got the Bronx. Got the whole New York when it comes to spirituality. When it comes to spirituality, I got the whole entire New York. But specifically, the Bronx. I got the Bronx. I got the Bronx. So we're not going to allow anybody to come in there and disrespect the Bronx because people are less fortunate and people are hit with hunger and poverty much more than other places in New York City. Peace, y'all. Peace, 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 peace.